Let's start.
Good morning. Welcome to Celebration Circle.
Happy Easter.
We're inviting you to join us in hearing the magical music of the Prados, George and Aaron, as all of the compositions, except for the last Easter parade, are composed by Aaron Prado. So enjoy the music, and then we'll begin. One, two,
Pandemic.
Okay. So that was Los Prados, 2/3 of Regency Jazz, making their 22nd appearance in the Celebration Circle, 22nd Easter in a row.
Yes.
Yes.
Second already?
We also have D. Phelps with us this morning, a wonderful poet that you'll be hearing from a little later.
And we're grateful that you're here, and we're sending happy Easter blessings to you and yours. So we're going to begin this morning with our 4 directions as we honor the north, the south, the east, the west. So wherever you are and whatever you're doing, we're standing, sitting, lying down. Just take this moment to find yourself, and if you can, face into the directions, whether physically or on your own, just with your inner guide taking you. We'll begin with the east, the new land of new beginnings.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around. Oh, great
Facing to the south.
Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around.
Facing to the west.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around.
Facing to the north.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around.
And facing within.
Oh, great Spirit, earth, sun, sky, and sea, you are inside and all around.
Oh, great Spirit, Holy One, Holy Wonder. We open our hearts to you in this moment, in all the moments that have been, all the moments that are and that will be. We join together with all of creation, with the two-legged, the four-legged, the winged ones, the ones that swim and crawl, with rocks and trees, grasses, the seas, the skies, the oceans, the stars, with all of the universe. We celebrate our oneness. We affirm our oneness. We affirm we are one. Together,
We are one.
And once again,
We are one.
feeling this deep connection, feeling our connection with everyone everywhere at this time, at this challenging time. We know we are together. And for this and all of our blessings, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. And now we're going to invite the Prados to play another song for us. So we're going to switch everybody here a moment and give them the screen. That was beautiful.
Another composition by Dr. Aaron Prado, that one called And Now, one he wrote specifically for the Celebration Circle after having played a number of our Easter services for a number of years. He decided that he would write a contemplative piece for the circle. And now, thank you, George and Aaron.
And now, we'd like to invite Dee Phelps to join us. Dee is an artist and a poet, a writer who finds beauty everywhere. Her debut book of poetry, What Holds Her, she'll be reading from today. And so we invite you to listen to the magic of her words and the sweetness of her heart. So join me in welcoming Dee Phelps.
Hello, everyone. Hello. Thank you so much for inviting me, Beth and Zet and Rudi. I appreciate you so much and the work that you do and the Celebration Circle. I've been a distant member for many, many years and support the work you do in the world, and I'm grateful for you. And I appreciate the invitation to be part of this celebration this morning. And I want to say hello to everyone, people I don't see and people I know and people I don't know who are part of this group this morning. Thank you for being here. Such a precious thing to be heard. The work that I am reading from this morning is an ecstatic work that grew out of a period of time in my life when I was grieving the loss of my parents who died in '09, about 29 days apart. And as I processed the grief I was experiencing over that year, I would lie on my deck with my quilt and my journal and write in my journal and receive, which was kind of an ordinary thing for me. But this particular period of time, I started to receive words that did not feel like my own. And so I would record the words and wait for the next line or word and wonder about it because it was foreign to me. And as I finished the work and began to process it and arrange it into book form, I began to understand it was a teaching. And I hope that somehow this sustains you. This morning and forever, whenever you think of it, the name of the book is What Holds Her, and this is the title poem. I do not go the long road. Instead, my pulse is music. Consult this sky, every hue a blue reflection. See the vulture glide, every particle knows her name. She is a giddy child, floating. What holds her cannot be seen. Pluck out these eyes. Your tiny happiness, only shadows. Come, the ground swallows. Ordained in dreams, I sing. You say, why have you come? I say, there is no well. Drop this jar. You are wading in water. Look at what you cannot see. This poem is plenty. My camel cannot carry more. Oil glistens on wood. Be content with that. What if judgment comes and I have not witnessed the kiss of wings, the way sage forgives? Have we hidden salvation under the fig leaves? Every body knows. Maybe the truth is buoyed, and all this water is a sign. Has anyone seen the dove? Take down these fences. Surely we can share this bread. And the red oak spoke to me, saying, look to the north. Open the bones. Take your chances with the sun. The earth leans. Breathe. Consider the dung at your feet, how it feeds the soil. You spin and dig. You are bowel, bone, matter, no more than dung. You cannot unwind these veins nor cause one synapse to snap. You are neither suture nor cell, but salt dissolving. Only the pouring is pure, and a nest is not a home. Unload the sacks, spill out the spice. The field is plowed and rain comes. Row by damp row, the hidden seed swells. This well is a black hole, yet you stand at its edge, wanting. Eons have slipped through this clutching. Do you think marking time will help? Every morning is a drop of honey. The bags you hoard prove the gravity you fear. That's why the dervish spins, to throw off this prison skin. Put your ear to the earth. Even breath is an echo. Mark after mark, love leaves. Each day, its own quiet ending. Now the glint of light is white, and the soil refuses the seed. But come, the cranes fly a wobbling arrow south, and this storehouse still holds grain. Set the table, break the bread, open your throat, and sing. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Dee. Now we're grateful
Open your throat.
for, yes, opening your throat and your words and your heart. And now Rudy's going to share one of my favorite songs.
Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the word. Sweet the rain's new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first breath. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where he passed. Mine is the sunlight, mine is the morning, born of the one light, ease of pain. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day.
As we move into just a time of communion together, we're focusing on, rather than passing the bread that we usually do, we're passing the breath. That breath that is so essential, it is us. So at this time of communion, we invite you to join together in breathing together. To remember that we are literally all breathing the same breath, the same air, all of us together. And so we'll take 4 long, deep breaths together, the inhale and the exhale, and I'll be counting, allowing you to just take your time. 4 communal breaths together. And as you inhale, as we inhale together, I invite you not to just ingest the air, but to actually physically digest that air, to feel it in every cell and fiber of your being, and to be mindful as you do so. As we exhale, then release all that is past. Let go so that more newness, more new beginnings, more life, more renewal can come in fully to this precious moment now. So, together, let's take a deep inhale. And an exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. On this exhale, let a sigh, a sound come. So as you feel this now, you remember it in the days ahead. Simple as breathing in and breathing out. We remember truly that we are one. And so it is. I invite you also to, as you remember others today and throughout the week, to send in email or text us your prayer requests so that we can feed those out to our prayer circle community, and holding you in our hearts and our prayers, you and yours. So now we're going to invite George and Aaron to play another tune of Aaron's Amigos Imaginarios. So welcome back, Prados. So let's start over.
Oh, let's start over. The joys of technology.
Whoops!
Whoops. That one little button. So we recognize that this Easter is different because of the coronavirus and because of the necessity for distant socializing. We still recognize there's something important and integral to this day. What does Easter mean to you?
To me, Easter means this time of new beginnings, of renewal, of it coincides with the spring and new growth everywhere and things blooming and the color green, so many colors of green, and then it also reminds me of years past of family gatherings, and many of us are missing those today. The traditions that we've held for years, connecting with family virtually, but the egg hunts out in the yard with all the children, and the family member who put the $5 bill in the golden egg, and the Easter candy, and the music, and going to church, and it just lots of traditions that are different today for us than they were back then. And for you?
Well, I was raised in a very Protestant Christian family, and as much as Easter was about candy and rabbits, Easter egg hunts for kids, the story of the Christ child born and living a meaningful life and dying and being resurrected was really foundational to my life. And as I grew older, I came to understand through my studies across multiple religious traditions, faith traditions, that the Christ story transcends Christianity. That long before Jesus the Christ was born, thousands of years before Jesus was born, people throughout the planet in different ways, different traditions, were grappling with the meaning of life and death and the mystery of rebirth and what happens after death. And over the years, I came to be what I call a born-again Christian Buddhist pagan. And on Easter, the Christian in me is invited to feel that the Christ light really is born anew. If I let it, if I'm willing for it to be born again on Easter of all days, I'm invited to see that the Buddhist mind in me can be fully present to the miracle of life just as it is, with the struggles and the joys and the sorrows, just being with it as in the moment. And then that the pagan part of myself can really feel Easter in my body as an experience, as a reminder of the palpable connection to the earth and to the life-giving force of the consciousness of earth, which is real and manifest and constantly teaching, as is the Christ within, as is the Buddha within. And I had an opportunity the other day to sit and look at caterpillars on the grass. I'd been walking in it, and I really hurt my knee, and I was sitting there feeling sad that my surgically repaired knee from 6 months ago was still hurting, and I was finding myself having a little pity party about the pain and being older. And as I sat there, letting all those thoughts wash away and just be present with what was in front of me there, and sitting in that rock, I saw these little caterpillars inching on the ground, just that odd movement of caterpillars do, just one little grasp at a time, this miraculous inching forward, but it wasn't a straight line. None of them were moving in a straight line. They were all heading toward the tree that was nearby, but each of them was taking a circuitous route, knocked off again and again by little pieces of wood or gravel, or they encounter some ants that would start to attack them, and the caterpillar would scooch over to the other side and then fall into a hole, which was maybe twice as long as the caterpillar was, and then take a while to crawl out. And I knew enough biology to know that the caterpillars were all heading for a tree where they were going to build cocoons and literally metamorphose and die to themselves and become butterflies and fly. And as I watched them struggling with the gravel and the holes and the ants and the topsy-turvy of life, it reminded me, yeah, that's what I am too. I and you and we, all of us, are struggling with the reality of life day by day, and particularly in this time of coronavirus, feeling the perfection of it all, just as it is, in the moment. Trusting, knowing that we're heading toward a metamorphosis, toward a change into becoming truly butterflies ourselves and flying free of this body at some point, free of this limited consciousness. And we're asked by Easter again and again to just be present with the miracle of it all, the joy and the sorrow, the faith and the confusion, and to trust there's something new unfolding in us. That's what Easter means to me, but what does it mean to you? What is being called forth in you, in me, in you, in the Prados, in each of us responding our own way, whether on piano or by sitting wrapped in a blanket and listening for new words to emerge, or staring at a caterpillar and being dumbfounded by the miraculousness of life, that something so lowly and so inching in the dirt and the mud could someday die to itself and be reborn as a butterfly that flies without boundaries for a while. What a miracle that all is.
is indeed. And we're a choice in every moment, how we choose to see and feel and be.
I think particularly in this time of coronavirus, knowing that at some point this social distancing, self-quarantine will end and we'll be asked to re-engage with life, is it possible that it's no coincidence that our whole culture has hit the pause button right at Easter, and that in the aftermath of this, we can embrace a new way, a more mindful way of living, maybe more slowly, spending more time just kind of sitting and being instead of always shopping and doing and going.
Checking off our
to-do list as if that were the most important thing. And I think we've all discovered, I've certainly heard from you, that in this time of self-quarantine, when everything else is stripped away, what really matters is our love for ourselves, for each other, for our loved ones, to have some food to eat and have time to appreciate just being alive. That's what Easter, the lilies, the Christ light, the newness of the day is inviting us to.
We're also inviting you to a short time of meditation, to sit, lie down, be comfortable where you are. Morning has broken, like the first morning. So let's take a moment to focus on that. On a beautiful spring day, when all of creation is alive with the color green, with the blossoming colors of flowers. I invite you to look around. Look around you and see the miracle of life with new eyes. And this day we call Easter, is also inviting you inward, inviting you to breathe into the largeness of life, into the miracle of life. So with eyes open or eyes closed, you're invited to see with the eyes of your heart. You're invited to feel in the depths of your soul the exquisite freshness that comes as you open your consciousness, as you become present to yourself and your surroundings, as you re-experience the truth, the one light renewed and renewing. As the song says, the one light that Eden saw play. This one light, which was made manifest as Jesus the Christ over 2,000 years ago. This divine light being made manifest as Christ in you, the Buddha in you, the holy wonder of you, just as you are, right here, right now. Won't you breathe in that divine Christ self that is dwelling in you, as you and through you. As you do so, remember that you're not alone. Holy One, higher power of your understanding, that which is truly beyond human description or definition, is always there with you. And that you are deeply connected to countless other people who, just like you, are open and willing to embrace more and more of who we truly are, divine beings, infused with this one light, this one love that radiates through us. I invite you to join in the process of releasing your higher self from the tomb that we tend to create in the context of our daily lives. Whether it's a tomb of fear, doubt about the virus, or worries about your financial future, a tomb of guilt and shame buried in your past, you are invited now to remember that it is only a self-imposed tomb of limited belief that you have created. A tomb which you can also free yourself from. You can release yourself from right here. Right now, in this moment, you are invited to rest, to renew, to receive and remember the truth of who you really are, alive and whole and magnificent, radiating love out into the world. This is who you truly are. Feel the peace from that, the power in that. What a vast field of unformed possibilities are ready and waiting to be brought into manifestation through it. Won't you let yourself experience the sacred truth which is blossoming right now in the center of your being? That the Buddha self, the inner Christ, the one light radiating within you, is truly ready to rise and shine. That morning has broken, that all of life is renewed and renewing within you, just as it is in all the wildflowers and blossoming colors. The grasses, the green of the trees, the two-leggeds, the four-leggeds, and the winged ones, the crawling ones that are transforming. All of life is springing forth this day. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, life is reminding you, inviting you again and again to rest in the silence, right here, right now, in the silence. And now, from this place of peace, power, you're invited to send your light radiating out into the world, sending forth your light and your love, maybe to one person or to all beings everywhere. without needing to change or fix anyone or anything, radiating from the deepest part of yourself. Send forth this light, moving in and through you out into the world. And as you do so, won't you feel it magnified and multiplied by your willingness to be an instrument of divine love and light. Feel that now. As you do so, may all beings be blessed by your willingness to do this. And so it is.
Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah.
Oh, and as we breathe together, we welcome back George and Aaron Prado with another tune called And Then. Welcome and with me. Thank you. Beautiful. So now we come to our time of love offering. And this is a moment when we give back. We have a symbolic basket here, much like an Easter basket today, that we invite you to place your love offerings into, that holding them in your hands and in your heart. We speak the words, I give to you, O Spirit, as you have given to me, with heart wide open. Together, I give to you, O Spirit, as you have given to me, with heart wide open. So it is.
So we invite you to join in consciousness if we hold hands in a virtual circle. And remember that whatever the circumstances, whatever the joys, the sorrows, the challenges, love is the only power. Love is the only way. Together we affirm. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow. Love is the only power. Love is the only way. Love, 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 love. Watch our circle grow.
So for this day, this moment, this time together, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. We send love, we send blessings out into the world with our good, positive thoughts of new beginnings and renewal this time. We love you, we bless you. We see the light in you.
Go in peace.
And now, what a great traditional song from Aaron and George Prado.
Taking us out for the 22nd
Second year.
Easter in a row. Thank you, Los Prados. Thank you, D. Phelps, for adding your wonderful poetry.
Let's see if I can get all of us back up here for one quick moment. We're all here together and we say thank you.
Thank you so much.
All right, happy Easter, man.